How you doing, guys? Welcome to Ambro's Landscape YouTube channel. In today's video, we are doing the stripe testing of these 5 mowers that I currently have behind me. The goal today is to see which one lays the best stripes on the backyard. So the 5 mowers that I currently have behind me is Walker T25i with a 48-inch collective deck. The second one is a Walker B23i with a 48-inch mulching deck. The third mower that we have is the Cub Cadet ProZ 972 with a 72-inch side discharge deck. The fourth mower that we have is a 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐘 Prostance 48 with a 48-inch side discharge deck. And last but least, the Hustler X1 with the 60-inch side discharge deck. The goal is to go down and back first with all the mowers, see which one lays the best stripes on the first try, and then we're going to do it again on the second time to see which one looks best on the second cut. So I got my buddy Adam behind the camera right now. He's going to be running all the mowers. Let's go ahead and get started. So I've already done this video already, but sadly the audio was so bad in my last one. The wind was so strong. That's literally all you can hear. Simply only 2 because my yard is not really the largest, at least for the section that we're in. So we are going to be doing things a little differently this time because of the mistakes that I made in the first video. The first mistake that I made was not having the lines correctly placed with the sun. I had them facing the opposite way so you couldn't thoroughly see the lines really well. So this time we're going to be going short ways rather than long ways in my backyard. And then that way we can see the stripes a lot better based off of how the sun is positioned. All right, guys, so we went ahead and did all the first cuts, and so these are the results as of right now. So far, personally, I like the look of the Cub Cadet more for the width of it because it reminds me of baseball fields. So that's the kind of the reason why I'm kind of liking the Cub Cadet. In terms of cut and the way that the stripes look, the 𝐒𝐓𝐃 and the X1 are very similar. So it's kind of hard to choose one just because one deck is bigger than the other, and typically the larger size stripes look better. So I would probably have to say the X1 only because of the size of the deck. So we've already done our first cuts, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do our second cuts, see which one looks better after a second time of double cutting. And we're not going to do a diamond, or we're not going to do a different direction. We're going to do the same exact direction and just see how well it looks and how much darker our stripes get. So we're going to go ahead and get on all the mowers and redo it again. Let's do our second stripes. All right guys, so we went ahead and took the Gravely and went over on the thicker side of the grass just to make it fair, because the X1 and the Gravely are very similar in terms of the look of the stripe, besides the width of the stripe, because it's a 60-inch versus a 48. So to make it fair, what we did was we brought the Gravely over here next to it. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you guys the comparison. I want you guys to choose which one is your favorite. So these are the stripes right here. So I'm going to let you guys choose. First, I'm going to show you these ones. Well, you know what? I already showed you the footage of which one goes to which. So this is the Hustler X1, and this is going to be the Gravely. I would have to say, in terms of the cut quality, the Gravely is definitely a lot cleaner. But then again, I would say that the deck could be possibly adjusted just a little off to where this one's cutting it just a tad shorter. So now it's time for us to choose which one we think is the winner and the loser. Let's start with the losers first, and I'll go first. I would personally say, for me, the Northwest B23i was the worst in terms of look, only because the two split tail wheels in the back, when they hit a lot of bumpy, rough terrain, they tend to kind of spatter out out of control. And so it leaves this horrible look. It's not a nice straight line. Where, you know, compared to the third wheel in the T25i, at least it stays consistent. These ones are just all over the place. So I would personally say the B23i would be the loser for me in terms of stripe look. What about you? What do you think is the worst?
I would say probably also the T25i, just for the
I said B23.
I said T25i.
Okay, so he thinks the T25i, I think the B23i.
Correct. And a lot of that is also, I don't have a lot of experience with the B23i. I have had a lot of experience with the T25i because I own one personally. And typically for this comparison, I have seen T25i stripe better. I don't know what it is about the stripe today, or possibly the turf that's making that happen, but I totally think that the T25.
Yeah, blame it on something else. Okay. So, all right. In terms of the best cut stripe, you and I'm kind of on the fence, because I personally think the X1 and the Gravely look really similar. If we were to have used an X1 and a 48-inch with at the exact same height, because like I said, it looks like the Gravely's cut just a tad shorter, I would personally say it's a tie between the Gravely and the X1, because they're both almost the same weight. I believe the Gravely is a little over or close to 1,000, where the X1's about 1,100 or so. So they're very similar to, my drone is gonna crash. So personally, me, I would say the Gravely and the X1, the Hustler, would be a tie for me. What about you? I think you said Gravely.
I would have to agree that they're basically a tie as far as the stripes go, but I'm leaning more towards the Gravely.
And I actually like the Cub Cadet. I think it looks really good. What it doesn't look good is, of course, the four wheels on the back. And I just like the overall width of it, because like I said, it looks like a baseball field to me, a baseball cut. So that's the reason why I would like the Cub Cadet. So for me, like I said, the X1 and the Gravely, the Hustler and the Gravely are very even. So I would personally say that those were tie. Cub Cadet after that, the T25i, and then the B23i. So what would be yours? Yours would be Gravely, Hustler,
and then the Cub Cadet, and then the Northwest, and then the T25i.
Which is the B23i and then the T25i. So there you guys go. I've showed you all the footage, and I'm going to show you all the B-roll of everything. I want to know in the comments what you guys think, from best to worst, what your stripes, what stripes you think are the best. And yeah, let us know. So thanks so much, Adam. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to follow him, like I said, be sure to check out the description down below, and I will link his Instagram so that you guys can follow him. I have to go get my drone before it crashes. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys next time on Ambro's Landscaping.